This video is for anyone who is like me, who has let past friendships and relationships, religious trauma, just really dictate my present and my future and has stopped me from being open to creating new friendships and being in community. And God has placed in my heart that He does not want me to be a part of the loneliness epidemic, and He does not want you to be either. His children don't belong in that, and I feel like He wants us to step into a season of community and connection. So let's go ahead and talk about it. If you are new to my channel, my name is Heidi, and I basically just do weekly videos about documenting my journey on creating the life and business of my dreams. And I kind of just share what's going on. And I wanted to talk about friendships, community, network, and people today. So I want to start off with December. This past December, my friend had invited me to an event in Orlando, and I kind of just said yeah. It was called the Cozy Christmas, and it was hosted by this lady named Ali Schnacky, and she is a faith-based influencer. And so I didn't even watch her videos. I didn't, listen to her podcast or anything. I kind of just showed up and was like, I'm just here for the vibes. I'm here to just be with my friend. And I actually had literally no expectations. I just showed up. And so we enter into this the church, and we're all wearing Christmas pajamas, and it's all just fun girly things. And I had no idea, but God showed up that night, and He spoke through so many different women, and just sharing their testimonies built my faith up so much. And through that event, I realized that I really need to nourish my friendships and curate some new ones as well. And what Ali had shared, she talked about how one day she was in her bed, and she shared this publicly. One day she was in her bed just begging God, I want community, I want friends, I want a boyfriend, I'm so lonely. And she said that God told her that He was always there, and that He was going to bless her. And I know that's true for me. And her story is just so inspiring, just seeing her life now. If you go look on her Instagram or her YouTube, she is blessed. Obviously I don't know anything behind, closed doors, but you can see that she has so much love around her, and that she has family and friends and a boyfriend. And that's what I want for myself. And seeing that made me realize that that is possible for me too. And I've just seen how God has really answered my prayers and is doing all of this in the works right in front of my eyes. So I wanted to give you some examples of what happens when you ask God and just tell Him and be honest, I'm lonely. I want friends who can support me in my business. I want friends who I could pray with. I want a boyfriend who I can partner and have purpose with. I want all these things. And I realized God wants that for me too. It's not a secret or a mystery, or I'm begging, please, if only I could just have a friend. He wants to give you that. He literally wants to give you that. And I have let that one person from that one church, or that one group, because of what they did, I let that stop me from continuing to be open to people because I was hurt in the past. And He doesn't want us to live like that. So I wanted to tell you just a few things of what has happened after I have been praying this prayer. So in Orlando, I realized I want this life, I want community, and I want abundance in relationships. And then when I mentioned in the last video, but about 2 or 3 Sundays ago, I had ran into or bumped into a friend that I was rekindling with from 10 years ago. When I first moved to Florida, when I first started going to this church, this is where I had met her. And it's been so long. She now has 2 kids, and just so much has changed. But the fact that I just ran into her, and we both started going back to this church because she had moved and then moved back. And I was just whoa, I have not seen you so long. How are you? And then long story short, she ends up living in my community, in my neighborhood. And I was wow, God, you really are doing it, right in front of my eyes. And it reminds me of the verse, consider how the wildflowers grow. The wildflowers are growing in the wild, and there's no one there to fertilize the soil. There's no one there to water them. There's no one there to take care of them. It's not in a greenhouse. It's in the wild, and God provides for the wildflowers. He provides for the wild animals, for the lilies and everything that you heard of, the birds, and he takes care of it all. And so if he takes care of that, he's going to take care of you. And that verse reminds me that I don't have to try so hard, because I don't have to be in control, because he's got me. If he can take care of nature, he can take care of me. And so I don't have to think that I have to be the one who has to go out there and create all these friendships and do all the work. Like, he literally just brought us together naturally. Like, I went to church, she went to church by herself, we both went by ourselves, and then we saw each other and we're like, oh wow, hey. And I go to a really, really big church. And one of the things that they're trying to do at this church is make the big church small. They want you to feel like you're part of a small church, even though there's a big church. And I wanted to find my community within the church. And when I bumped into her, I was just like, thank you, God. I literally see what you're doing. I can see it. And so we've been going on walks together, and it's just been amazing. And so that's just like one of three. The second thing that I've seen him do is I used to work downtown in where I live in Palm Beach. And there is this one guy that was super nice. He was super friendly, and his name is Julian. And I would go say hi to him, and he was just very friendly. One day he was just like, hey, he worked in the ballet, and he was just like, hey, like, I'm leaving this job, but it was so nice to like just work with you or whatever. And I was like, okay, bye, like, enjoy life, like, it was nice working with you. And long story short, I'm working at the bar, and I met this lady who moved from New York, and her name is Jessica. And Jessica and I became really good friends. We were talking about God, we were talking about business, and we just bonded so quickly over all my favorite things. And she was like, oh, hey, like, we should go hang out, like, come to my apartment. I literally live right down the street. And so I went to her apartment one night, and I saw Julian there, and he was working at the front desk. I was like, oh, hey, Julian, I didn't know you were coming literally right here. He was like, yeah, like, this is my new job. I was like, oh, that's really funny. And I didn't think anything of it, right? And so one day I am doing my morning walks, as I always do, and I saw Julian reading his Bible on the grass. And I was like, Julian, I had no idea you lived here. And then I also had no idea you were Christian. I'm like, that's so cool. He's like, yeah, I live here with my fiance, and it's just been really great. Like, I came to God like a year ago or whatever. And I was just like, that's so incredible. And I was like, that's really cool. And then literally just like yesterday, and this happened like a month or two ago, literally yesterday, he DMs me and he's like, hey, I was reading my Bible on the grass again. And one of our neighbors came up to me and asked, like, is that a Bible that you're reading? I would so be interested in starting a group in our community, in our neighborhood. And I just want to, like, I'm new here and I just want to make friends. And he was like, do you know anyone? And he was like, yeah, I know someone who is Christian in our neighborhood. And I'm like, let's ask if she wants to join our group. And so he DM'd me, he was like, hey, there's a few of us in the community that want to start a Bible reading, and we're wondering if you want to be a part of it. I was like, OMG, yes. Like, I don't even have to try. Consider how the wildflowers grow. Like, I literally didn't have to try. And so, like, literally about an hour ago, they texted in the group, like, where do y'all want to meet? And so it's just crazy that literally people are just appearing right in front of where I live, literally in my backyard. And so I get to be a part. I haven't gone yet. Like, it's literally in the works as I speak. But just seeing how God works when I ask him for things. And I know that he is a good father because I know he wants us to have these things. And just knowing that I have an abundance of relationships that I have not formed yet. And I'm just so beyond excited because I had to let go of the past. And just like Jesus, he needed friends. Like, if he had 12 disciples, like, what does that say about us? And yes, one of them betrayed him, which just shows that it's going to happen. But we cannot let that one person who betrayed us stop us from having 11 other friends. Like, it can't stop us from continuing to have those friendships. And that's exactly what I did. I had one person who did me dirty or who did me wrong or I didn't get along with, and then I just stopped wanting to have friends in general. And that's not good. That's not what he wants for us. And I recently just came back from California. I had a girls trip. And these are like my besties. These are the girls that I've been friends with for about like a little over 5 years, and we all love business, we all love content, we love personal growth, we just like all of that stuff. And so anytime I see them, anytime we go to the girls trip, I just feel so energized. I feel so just like in love with life. Like literally, I have a video of like me and my friend, I'll put it over here, of us skipping, of how joyful we were. Like we were just like, I love my friends, I love life, everything's great. Like I was just so happy, and I want to feel like that every single day with all of my friends. I just want to feel like love, I want to feel encouraged, and I want to reciprocate that to other people as well. And he's just really put in my heart that this is the year where I am going to be connected and be in community. And I'm just so excited, because I was there once and I let it all go. And I was watching The Chosen. If you have not watched The Chosen, I highly recommend that you do. It's basically like the Bible come to life. And it's mostly, it's pretty much the New Testament. So it's about Jesus' life and his journey and his ministry. And I love watching The Chosen because I'm just a visual person, especially in 2025, and as a content creator, like I love to consume information through video. And so just watching it, it's honestly has brought my faith up so much, because it's honestly just amazing. But the point is, I was watching a part that really resonated with me, and one of his disciples had asked like, hey Jesus, I know you're like super busy, you got an agenda, you got things to do, but is there any way that we can go to this town to go see my friend? And what Jesus had said had really stuck with me. And he said, if we don't make time for friends, we won't have any. And I was like, yikes. Like I barely make time for friends and family lately. Like all I do is work. And I've been wanting to just take time to go to young adults and make friends, to just go hang out and do nothing but just hang out and play volleyball, or go to the beach, or go to events and just be with friends. And I'm just so excited. And I feel like if you're watching this video, if you've watched up until this point, you know that that is you too, and that you're ready to start your season in community and connection. So I hope that this video was encouraging to you guys. And if you want to talk more or connect, I would also love an online community. Definitely comment down below and subscribe to keep up with the journey. If you're interested, let me know, and I will see you guys in the next video. Okay, bye.